it's Melissa. In this video, we are going to get to the bottom of the best sublimation paper. Okay, so it's not always all about the printer, it's not always all about the settings, it's not always about the ink, it's not always about the paper, it's a combination of all of them. In addition to the heating time, the pressing time, there are so many factors in sublimation that it's very, very challenging, confusing, overwhelming to get the very best. So you want to start with the best, and that starts with the paper and your sublimation printer. Now, I am fortunate to have multiple sublimation printers. I have an SG1000, Sawgrass SG1000, I have an Epson F170, and I have an Epson F570, which you can see back there. So what I did to test all of this is I got 7 different brands of sublimation paper and I compared them all to get to the bottom of what is the best sublimation paper. And then I pressed them all, and then I asked my very uneducated, in the sublimation department, testers to tell me which one they thought was the best. So you can see I obviously printed the same design, I put it on the same substrate. For every printer, I used the same exact settings with each different ink. So there was a lot of testing going on here, and that's how we determined what was the best. Okay, so there are 4 different things that I was really testing: ease of use, color and vibrancy, and price. So I guess 3, okay? So price is very easy to determine. All of these different sublimation papers come, some of them come with 100 sheets, some come with 110 sheets, some come with 150. All you have to do is take how many sheets, divide by the price, and you get a per page price. So the winner of the per page price, the lowest price, is the ProSub sublimation paper. So that is this one right here. And I will tell you that this ProSub sublimation paper is 9 cents per sheet. So the highest one that I found, which was text print, was 52 cents per sheet, okay? And then most of them range, 22, 25, 11. Most of them are like in the 20-ish percent range. So, but per page, this ProSub was the best per sheet, lowest per sheet. Okay, so that determines that factor. That's just a fact, right? Okay, you're not looking at anything else. Then I looked at ease of use. What the heck is ease of use when you're talking about paper? Well, I will tell you that some sublimation papers are easier to use than others. For example, you've got these 2, there's more like that. The ProSub, okay, the ease of use on this is because they have a backing that is labeled. It is very easy to determine what is the back of the paper to print on, what is the back of the paper and what is the front to print on. Then you have other papers like Epson, which you have no idea which one unless you're looking very, very closely. Okay, so there's a couple of them like that, that they don't have any marking on the back, and so it can be easy to get confused. All right, again, that's just a simple fact. So price per sheet and ease of use. So already I'll tell you which ones had the backing, the back marking on them, and that would be A-Sub, HTV Ront, ProSub, same one that had the cheapest price, so that's great for that. StarCraft and Text Print. True Pix and Epson Sure Color did not have a back marking. So 2 out of the 7 did not have a marking on the back. Then I looked at which papers came with recommended time and temperature. Okay, so that's really helpful so that like we recommend that you print or that you press and at this temperature and this time on this substrate. So there was only 2.5, I called it a half, or I'll tell you in a minute, that came with instructions or recommendations on what to print. The ProSub, again, on the back of the packing sheet, it tells you if you're using a ceramic mug, we recommend 360 degrees for 180 seconds at light to medium pressure. And then it has, 6 or 7 different ones that it recommends here. The HTV Ront also something very similar, not on the box itself, but it comes with a paper, printed paper that has the recommended sheet or recommended time and temperature. I actually like it on the box because I'm not going to lose it. Okay, so A-Sub did not have anything like that. This is A-Sub as well. StarCraft, I gave a half a point for that one because it does say to set your temperature to 400 degrees, but for 25 to 40 seconds, but that's only if you're doing a t-shirt. What about all the other things we sublimate, like cardboard and mugs and tumblers and coasters and different things like that? It doesn't say. So none of the other ones did either. TruePix, Text Print, Epson, SureColor, A-Sub, okay? So then again, still in the ease of use category, easy to feed into both Sawgrass and Epson. So if you are used to using one or the other, sometimes it's more difficult to feed certain thicknesses of paper into each or materials. For example, the Epson has a really hard time with Caesar Easy Subli because it's thicker. So does thicker paper have trouble in the F570 or F170? I found that that was not the case. All of them easily fed, so that was great, and they all were also fast drying, okay? So if we look at ease of use as far as having the backing marked and having time and temperature, HTV Ront, ProSub, and StarCraft, those three brands. Then you pile the pricing on top of that, and ProSub is really at the top. Okay, but how do they all perform when they print and press? Because honestly, you get what you pay for, right? So let's look at that. So I'm going to show you, this stack here is literally my sample prints, okay? So I printed so many, that's not even all of them. I printed so many examples, all right? So each printer, 3 printers, 7 different papers, okay? So 21 different prints. Then on each board, this is just a license plate, I put all the prints for each of the printers. So this one is Sawgrass SG1000, and you can see that they are all labeled. So TruePix, ProSub, StarCraft, and so on. Okay, so it was easy to see. I actually did them all at the same time. Okay, so it wasn't like, oh, this one got pressed 7 times. No, I pressed them all at the same time. This one was the Epson F570, this was the 170, and this was the 570. Now, it's going to be difficult to come across in the video, but I did take some pictures so you can see side by side. So I'm going to tell you that the votes for which got the best were, in this case, the Sawgrass SG1000. The voters picked that the A-Sub performed the best. Now, the colors, you have to look very, very closely. They all look kind of similar. You can see like this one's maybe darker than this one or this. So if they're all pressed at the same time and temperature and they're all coming out with the same print color profile and they all have the same ink and they all have the same printer, then really this comes down to paper, right? So you can kind of decide. And again, some of this is personal preference, but if you look at what it is compared to the original design, and the people that voted didn't have a look at the original design, but I would say so the A-Sub SG1000 got the best on that. For the F170, they voted for ProSub. Oh, actually, one voted for ProSub and one voted for the 170, also A-Sub, okay? And then on the 570, which I think overall printed darker, so we might need to, change some of those settings, but I did do the color profile for the rigid, okay? So they voted for the HTV Ront, both of them voted for the HTV Ront with the 570. So then what I asked them to do is, of all the ones that you voted for, pick 2 that you found to be, pick the one of the ones that were picked, pick the one that you found to be the best. And again, this time they picked the ProSub off the 170. So what my point is here is, if you're looking at all the factors together, price, ease of use, and those 4 or 5 different factors for ease of use. And then the color profile and how it prints, you will then be able to determine the best type of sublimation paper for you and the printer that you have. You don't need to buy 7 or 8 different types of sublimation paper like I did. The reason I'm doing this is so that you don't have to. I will throw some pictures up. I did throughout this video, but the purpose of that is so that you can hopefully see as best you can through video and photo what they come out to. But you can see the facts as far as price and markings on the back and time and temperature. Those are just facts. That's not anybody's opinion. That doesn't have anything to do with, you know, how it was pressed, what machine or anything like that, okay? All right, so if you are looking for the best sublimation paper, hopefully this helped you to determine that. If you are trying to look for more videos on sublimating with your Epson or Sawgrass, I've got plenty of videos on that. And if you're looking for some extra help and exclusive benefits for as far as one-on-one help with me, or if you're looking for credit to Sofanti every month, make sure you check out Silhouette U. You can get a discount on your first month by using the code YouTube. All right, see you guys.